Biologists Gary Ruvkin and Victor Ambros received the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for their groundbreaking discovery of microRNA, which changed our understanding of how genes are regulated. It works like this. An identical copy of your unique genetic code, your DNA, is found in the nucleus of every cell in your body. It acts as a kind of instruction manual telling that cell what to do. But cells in different tissues perform completely different tasks and have changing needs. Genes have to be regulated. In studies focused on the development of a roundworm called Caenorhabditis elegans, the two scientists discovered the class of molecules called microRNA, which plays a key role in that genetic regulation. It influences how cells adapt and when, like telling them which page of that instruction manual to turn to. It's fundamental science that has changed our understanding of how biology works. By knowing how to control cell functions, we might one day be able to develop medicines to switch off diseases like diabetes and cancer.
And for more on this, Anna Karthaus from DW Science joins me here in the studio. Anna, well, let's start with how exactly this works. So microRNA, how does it work and what does it do?
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated and goes to the very, very core of how our genetics work. So basically every cell in our body comes with the very same instruction leaflet, but not every cell develops into the same type of cell in the end. So there are some sophisticated translation processes taking place from the DNA, our genetic code, via something that is called mRNA, messenger RNA, to something which we all know, it's proteins, and proteins are fundamental for our living. Now, microRNA, or this is how people thought that it works for the longest time until the research that got the prize today came into play, because microRNA, it tunes the mRNA, so between genes and proteins, it tunes this messenger RNA in a way that, that the right proteins can be produced in the end, mostly by silencing the mRNA, so the part in between.
It sounds very, very clever. Were you surprised that, this discovery in particular was awarded?
Yeah, so if there's one thing with Nobel Prizes that you never know which prize is going to be awarded in the end. So, of course, it was a surprise. These people, they were on one of the lists that I saw, but there were hundreds of nominations. So in the end, it's always a surprise. But it was surprise, like the groundwork that they do it was a surprise back then. Like in 1993, they did the experiment on the discovery with a worm, and for 7 years people did not really care for this. It was only in 2000 that microRNA was also shown to exist in humans, and then the field or the researchers were like, okay, that could be interesting, or that is actually super fundamental for how our bodies work.
And actually, because my next question was going to be, how could this actually change things in the future? So this is obviously relating to people's bodies, our health, I presume.
Yeah, but this is a super important point that you stress. This Nobel Prize is for physiology or medicine, and the Nobel Assembly said this year it's very clear for physiology, which is on the beginning of the spectrum, basically. So there are no concrete applications to talk about